Oh,
And I ran into a bunch of Karen Hunter fans. They were like, Budgetnista, I love you on Karen show. So
so this space that we're in is a little bit of a phenomenon because it really doesn't exist anywhere else. So
mhm,
it's weird. They're not fans. These are people who made a commitment to pay for radio, number one. So shout out
yeah,
to all of the SiriusXM subscribers because that's not normal.
yeah,
Normal people aren't paying for radio. These are extraordinary people who are paying for
yeah,
radio. But there's a community here that we've built on Urban View that doesn't exist anywhere at SiriusXM.
yeah.
So it's and so that you're here frequently means that these are your people. This
Hmm.
is this is one big giant tapestry because what I wanted to create here is exactly what has happened is a
Yeah,
space for people to feel safe, to
yeah,
feel like they can be seen, that there's going to be a place for you to find things. And my job is to make sure I bring on the folk. I'm not the source. You're the
yeah.
source today. So I do a good job of curating this space most days. I don't do it well all the time. Smith and I sometimes, he's like, why'd you invite this person? I was like, Smith, I was trying something. I tried to see something, you know. He'll
And that's
say,
all we can do. And I heard what you, and I have been in that space. I heard what you said right before I came on that I too was filled with anxiety of like the external, the external. And finally, after a session with my amazing Black therapist, shout out to Dr. Green, she said, you don't have to make that your focus. You can focus internally and like literally just serve from the place where you are. And so that's what I've been doing, honestly, that I'm just like, well, how can I show up? Not just like in the larger community of the people that I serve through the Budgetnista, but like in my neighborhood, you know? How can I show up for the businesses that I want to support? I feel like I will not lay despair at this wicked altar, if you will. Like, no,
come
no,
on.
no.
Yes,
Joy
say,
is a revolutionary act, and I am standing in the black joy of it all, and just continue to give even more and more and more. And I'm just like, because we have been through worse, and we have seen more and come out, on the other side of it. So that's what I'm focused on.
I don't know if we have been
No,
through
yes, as
worse.
a people is what I
So
mean.
yeah, yeah, and maybe epigenetically we may have some memory, but I think we've been running so far away from that that
Mhm.
this is foreign waters for a lot of people, and that's okay too. I was thinking today I'm going to talk about Jane Fonda, who's now on this president's hit list. This woman is going to be 90 years old. You know, she's you bought and here's what I was thinking about. She was called Hanoi Jane
Mhm.
because she thought the Vietnam War was absolutely horrific, and she went over there
Mhm.
and stood in solidarity with people who, as Muhammad Ali would say, these people ain't do nothing to me.
Mhm.
You got me sitting at the back of the bus with whites only signs. These people, you want me to go over there and kill these people for you're my oppressor, is what
Mhm.
Muhammad Ali said. But those people who stood up when they didn't have to, Jane Fonda did not have to do that.
Mhm.
And laws, and they tried to lose her, stop her career. But her daddy was like, no, 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 I'm gonna fund my baby because I
Mhm.
agree. But I just think about being unpopular in a time which
Mhm.
so many of us are so afraid of being canceled, or they're not gonna let you. Who's they?
Mhm.
If it's we, then let it be we.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I'm just
And we have so much
so,
power in our dollars. Like
come
ultimately,
on.
the power really does lie in the people. We have our new ancestor, Asada Shakur. I remember in college reading her autobiography. I remember going to
Wait, what
Harlem.
school did you go to?
I went to
they,
I went to
who,
Rutgers,
okay,
but I used to go to Harlem all the time. I just used to just
okay,
like it wasn't for college. It was just
okay. I was gonna say
no, no,
who
no, no.
assigned this in your school? What
No,
school was this?
I was seeking connection to all things Black in college. So I grew up in a very African household, and I just was like, I want to like I. It started off with a crush on a boy because he was like super Afrocentric. I was like, well, what? He would tell me about like, and I'm like, well, COINTELPRO, let me read that book. Let me read. I'm like, Joanne
Come
Chesmeyer,
on,
who's
love.
that? And
Come
so
on,
I
love, being the gateway through. Come on
Yes, he was
through,
the gay. I mean, it started
precious.
as a crush and ended with like leaving him behind and me just being like, and what else? And so I used to go to Harlem every weekend. And I just remember seeing this book with this beautiful Black woman with her fro, because her autobiography, she's like kind of looking over her shoulder. And I said, "What's this?" And I happened to actually, her attorney was in the bookstore at that time. It was such kismet, and we got to talk about like all
Are
that
you
she's been through.
serious?
Yeah,
Her
it was
aunt,
so
who
crazy.
I think was her aunt.
Yeah, it
if I'm
was
not
so crazy. And
mistaken.
I just remember being
Wow.
like, well, and she said, sister, you need to get this book and you need to read it because when things get tough out here in the United States, they tend to pull printing of this book. And so I remember buying it and reading it. And then I'm from New Jersey and being like, wait, New Jersey. What? I remember just it blowing my mind. And then there's that beautiful song that Common did, Song for Asada, which I was just like, wow. And so I just all of this is kind of how I came up because I watched my parents navigate like advocating for community within their community from the African side, and then being born here in America. I said, well, what does that look like for me? And so I think that's why I decided to teach in Newark, New Jersey, because I said I grew up in a very Westfield, New Jersey, which is very white, and I just remember thinking they don't need me to teach here. I want to
That's right.
teach where the kids need to see me. And so that's why I was born in Newark, but that's why I came to Newark to teach and why I started the Budgetnista here and why I focus, my energy. I always say we don't turn anyone away, but we make it clear that our audience is Black women. And certainly, if you want to learn, you can if you're not a Black woman. But I always want Black women to know that, no, you're hyper safe here. You are my core audience. I want to see you do better.
I mean, and if we're being, it's different than anti.
Yes.
It's pro.
Yes.
It's different than I hate. It's
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
It's the actual opposite. But also, I played a clip. This was it this week? Oh yeah, on Monday with Dr. Daniel Black of this young white girl who went to a melanemic girl who went to a HBCU and then ended up in corporate America with no Black people around, and she had went to social media and was like, I miss Black people.
Mm-hmm.
I miss. I didn't know what was missing in my life until it dawned on me, but this is somebody again who was immersed in Black culture. And there was another woman, white woman, a melanemic, a white facing woman who co-signed on it and said she moved to Canada and then she moved into an African thinking she was going to have Black culture, but there's a difference.
Different.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's accessible, and the fact that you're African but can understand that there is something different, something torn and new with the Black
Mm-hmm.
American experience that is not anti, which is why I hate these groups that try to, this is a tether and that's no, this is an experience
Mm-hmm.
that if you come into it, you might actually get your whole self healed. And we're
Mm-hmm.
not talking about reparations right now. That's a specific conversation, it's a political conversation, is a monetary conversation. We're talking about culture right
Yeah.
now. And it's
And so
important
I've
that we
dedicated my
embrace.
life, honestly, to that, which is like, okay, if I can teach the babies, okay, then it was like, well, what else? Then I noticed the parents who were my age were struggling with their finances. And I thought, why am I not having that same experience, although we're similar ages? Not because I made a lot, because I did not, And I realized, oh, it's the same thing I'm teaching the babies is access to knowledge. So if I can be a conduit to their babies, what if I could be a conduit to them too? And so it just became this whole movement of like, what would happen if our people just had the resources and access to knowledge? Like I just remember thinking that my kids were so smart if they only just had someone who helped them apply that intelligence to like, I mean, they knew everything, and I just thought, what if their parents had this access? Because they're making almost no way out of a way out of no way. And so,
Every
yeah,
month. Every
every
month.
month. And the Budgetnista was born from that space of like, what does it look like if people really have the resources that they need to succeed? And those of us who have access to those resources, what happens if we not only open the door, but teach people how to open it themselves and leave it open for the people who come behind them? And so,
And
yeah, I'm
start knocking
always,
down other walls so that there are more
yes,
doors or no
yes,
door. How about no
yes,
door?
yes.
Oh man, 866-801-8255. I started today with the question of what do you value? Eight
Mhm.
six six 801 What are your values? What is valuable to you? And I think if we start there, if we really
Yeah,
start there, it won't be money. Money
no,
probably won't make the top 10 if you really start listing, because money gives you access to those things. But what you really
yes.
value is
Well, I know I'm clear because when I was standing by my late husband Jarrell's hospital bed and he was in a coma and they said he's not going to make it, it was crystal clear. The only two things that came up, love and connection. So all that I do now is how does this build connection and how does this foster love? So if I'm here now because if this didn't foster connection and love for me, then I wouldn't do the Karen Hunter show. I know people can hear my voice, they will connect with me and then do better as a result. So all that I
thank you.
do, even now I was talking to a brand today and it's a six-figure deal. I had already signed the contract, but they were telling me that I thought they said that it was a credit card they wanted me to sell. I said, oh, well, you could just rip the contract up, because to me, the people who come to me are what I call financial diabetics. Many of them are struggling financially, and a credit card is sugar. So sugar is not bad for a person whose body can process it, but I am not here to sell a credit card to my people that I know come to me because they're in financial hole already. And so I told them that, and I could see their faces, and they were like, and I said, so I was not aware that this was, because that's not what y'all had said, but I know I'm supposed to fly it on Tuesday. I won't. And they're like, no, 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 no. That is actually my favorite type of card, which is a secured card, which is a card that I do suggest, which is like, basically a secured card is like a credit card with training rules. You put up $100, your limit is $100. And so you can't overdraft, you can't do too much. I'm like, so when people tell me they're struggling with their credit, that's the card I suggest. I said, oh, well, y'all lucky. But I could tell they were really like, this lady was really about to just, well, yes. Because if it doesn't foster love and connection, then what am I actually doing? Money is one of the tools I can use to help to do that, but it is not the desired outcome, you know? And so that is what I value, that like, I just bought two new, I think last time I was here, I think I had purchased
You
two
told,
new.
yeah, you did. You told us about these
And
properties.
so like, same.
I was
Same. It was like, so my baby girl can live upstairs. Her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Alyssa. And so my sisters can live nearby me. Like, that is the purpose. To me, the money enables me to buy those properties so I can have deeper connection. And so I wonder how different we would be if we got clear on the value, and then as we're navigating our finances, make sure that it aligns to that.
Yeah, it's time for us to get off that hedonic treadmill of, yeah, you do this and you do that, and then you get more money and you get more money and you get, and then what? And
To
then
what
what?
end?
And then what? And then
Yep.
what? And then what? Yeah, now what do you value? I want to play this clip from Deontay Kyle, who I absolutely love, by the way. Grits and Eggs, the podcast, Grits and Eggs. I don't know what it is about him. He is amazing. I don't know where he came from, but I love him. But he was talking about a plan. He's got a plan. And I wanted your thoughts on it. Smith, play the clip.
I have a trade plan for our community. I want to break this down. A friend group of 4 gets 4 trades. 1 carpenter, 1 HVAC, 1 plumber, 1 electrician. If more friends are around, you can include a commercial driver and a welder. Treat it like college. You stay with your parents for 2 to 4 years and present the plan to them. Plan being, stack your money, everybody get vehicles, and a plan to find a 4 to 5 bedroom house that all of you can move in together to continue in your careers, but gain some independence and responsibility. No babies, no drugs, no gambling. Now, all of y'all possess the skills to renovate a home without having to pay for labor. So you can go get a fixer-upper home, an affordable home, and don't be greedy because of how young you are. This is a plan that starts at 18. You can get into every skilled trade at 18, including commercial driving. There are restrictions around commercial driving at 18 where you can't leave the state, but you still can. But I mean, shit, you don't want to be beating that road up like that young. You all now possess the skills to renovate a home and without having to pay for the labor. It can be an affordable home, but don't be greedy because you're still very young. Create a culture of helping your community first. You have enough money and you'll be wealthy eventually. Just be patient. Start going to college campuses, scouting for business majors, lawyers, and accountants, all of them Black. Do it together and do it for one another. These people will show you how to use the banks instead of using your own personal capital. Be comfortable with having enough and don't fall into the societal pressures to flex. Be smart, be frugal without being cheap. So this could literally just go through the house like, this is wrong, this is wrong, that is wrong, this is wrong. Yeah. Okay, the plumbing here is fucked up. Doc finna fix the plumbing. You gonna fix, I'm gonna fix the electrical work, and Shadera gonna take care of the HVAC shit. Bro, we'll have a house. Now, that's something that I wanna go, I wanna go to school and present that. That's an easy play.
It is.
That's a fact.
And also too, like the no babies, no drugs, no gambling. That's right there. You gonna save all your money.
You gonna save a shit ton.
Especially
Listen,
if you're drinking.
Parents love a plan. You sit your parents down with 3 of your friends and say, look, this is what we finna do. I'm staying home for the next 2 to 4 years. Let's just say I'm staying home for the next 4 years. I'm gonna go get in this trade. I can't have no overhead. You know what I'm saying? I can't afford to go out on my own and live on my own while I'm trying to get this skill. I need to be able to stay bread.
Right.
Also, like, hopefully the parents is cool where they ain't trying to charge rent and do all that extra stupid, goofy ass shit. Take care of your own rent. All right?
Yeah.
You should want to see your children get ahead. Don't be a boomer. Don't be a generation of people that want to do better than their kids. That's corny as fuck.
Yes.
Let your child get money.
Come on.
Can I
Thank
say,
you.
Karen, that this is the space that like I said, this is the African side of me that when I went to Nigeria for the first time, I was 21. And I think I've told the story how everybody in the village, they were in Aliche. And I did not know that the village literally were your family and extended family, I did not realize that. And because there's a sense that you're never going to fall because everybody here at some point somebody will catch you. And so what that looks like, how I've brought that here, living as a Black woman in the United States of America, is so like every one of my sisters, except for the oldest, works for me or works with me. So Tracy is my publicist. You know, y'all be talking to her. My sister Carol.
Yes.
She
I
was
noticed
an
her last
engineer.
name was Aliche.
Yes, my sister,
Yes.
my sister Carol, she was an engineer. So Tracy she actually worked for a financial company for a long time as an analyst. She's got like 2 masters, but she hated it there because those people were treating her terribly. So I said, well, come on over here and here's the skill sets you possess. I think that you could do this. She's like, I don't think I could do it. She's doing it. 6 years later, I went from just local kind of like New Jersey based, media outlets to everything from Karen Hunter, Today Show, Good Morning America, all the things. Carol was an engineer. She's still an engineer. That's what her degree is in. Hated those places because them people also treated her terribly. But she's got a brain for logistics. I was like, well, come in. And I used to always ask her questions about how we could tighten up systems and processes in my company. And just for fun, she learned how to do contracts. 2 years later, she's gotten us 7 figures in contracts. She worked for me. My sister Lisa, her degree is in communications and journalism, an amazing writer. Every bio, anything that needs to be written and put out, she either edits or helps me to write it. And so that's what she does. Karen, who is the oldest, is a scientist.
You got a Karen? I
Yes,
didn't know you had a Karen.
she's older.
Shout
And
out
so
to Karen
I was
Aliche.
just telling her, I said, girl, get on board. Like, what you want to do? And so saying when I was struggling with the Budgetnista and starting my bit, I slept on Tracy's couch. And when Tracy left her job, she lived with me. And Carol now lives in the house that Jarell and I had while she's getting on her feet with her 2 kids. And so there's this like, if you don't have it, I have it. And then when you get on your feet, I might one day need to sleep on your couch. And so now every sister has their own place. Every sister, has money coming in a way that is aligned and edified. And as a result of looking after my sisters, now my team is 90% sisters. When I think of Logan and Aikisha and Rakia, you hear them names? And then I think I'm trying to think who else on my team. There's Jakay and Tia and Manaz, all these Black women. I think of all the women on my team, there's 2 people who are not Black women. And so that is intentional. My attorney, Toni Moore, she's a Black woman. Like even my therapist. And so that is intentional. Of course you want
then the dollar circulates.
Yes.
And then
always.
it circulates. It's
Yes.
currency. It's
But
flowing.
I feel looked after, because
Yes.
that's the thing too. It's not just, it's like, these are amazing women. And I know that when I cannot be there, these are Black women serving Black women. So I know that the same heart that I have for service when Logan or Aikisha or Manaz or Lisa or Carol or Tracy or, Sylvia does something, I know I don't have to worry. Like, I don't have to give the disclaimer that don't forget. No, because that's your sister. Many of them came from the audience. So they're like, I'm literally serving my own sister. And so that circular kind of system is how we navigate. People sometimes they think that this is kind of woo-woo and like, oh, that's cute, Tiffany, but you can't make it. No, $50 million later, you can make a lot of money doing that. And so
50? Did you say 50?
Yes, in the last 16 years. So I think that we think if you do good work and help good people, you can't make good money with integrity. You can do that. And like I said, we're a small but mighty team. And so I'm here to be an example. I share those numbers, honestly, not to brag, but to say it is possible. If money is what drives you, there's money in doing this connected thing for our people. People have told me a long time ago, like, Tiffany, are you sure? Maybe you should, do something different or choose a different audience. I always say, well, I'm not turning anyone away, but I want Black women to know. When I was at CBC, Karen, I couldn't even go to the bathroom without a Black woman stopping me and saying, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Or encouraging me or pouring back into me. I want to pour back into you because I know the work ain't easy, Tiffany. And so, like, why would I turn away from that? And so just
Come on.
knowing that it's what that young man is talking about, you can do that with your family. If you are the one that has kind of figured it out, how to create space for them. Every sister gets to work from home, gets to work on her own accord. They have to work, obviously, but it's like, what are your talents? Bring them to the table. How do we, this is a family business. The Budgetnista is a family business as a result. And so I'm just
Right.
really proud of that. But not just my inner family. We are a family. Like
I
the
was gonna say, and because family's got to be on board. You can't, because family could leg sweep you if they're
Yes.
not healthy and whole. So
Yes.
it's not just about employing your family. Clearly, something was going on in the Aliche home that allowed for you sisters, because we brothers and sisters, Cain and Abel. It could be very
Yes.
tense and terse.
Yeah. So if you're a
But
parent
something,
listening, like it's the community starts at home. Like my parents were very intentional and like in instilling in us that we are our first community, and you don't got to do nothing else, but you got to look after your sisters. You have to look after your sisters. So that was like that wasn't even a question. That it's like we're gonna look after each other, and so now here we are. In our 40s, at least I'd be like, oh, not 40 now. Lisa's the baby, so she's in her 30s. And that like we get to look after each other. But I look after like even now. So for those of you, the number one thing I've been getting lately, Karen, is people are like interested in like, okay, what's happening with interest rates? Should I buy a home? Am I even ready? And so like I actually tapped on one of my sisters. Her name is Nativa Hurd. I don't know if she's actually the Creditnista. And she's been retired for years. And I have been begging her to teach like a credit class, like a free class for my people. And she's been like, no. Because she's like, I'm retired. I'm living my best life outside of this country. Because she's like, 'cause she's got boys. And she said, no, y'all not going to take my sons. But recently, I don't know, she's had a change of heart. I don't know if it's because she's just seeing so much. She is at least temporarily coming out of retirement to teach a credit class, a free one. Because I'm always like, can you do something for free? And she said yes. Because that's to me, this is the community. I want people to know that I don't know all the things. Yes, I could teach a little credit, but I'm like, no, who is the best in this space? Because y'all are bombarding me with how do I prepare for when I can eventually purchase a home? Because it looks like home prices are going down. What does preparation look like? And I'm like, well, credit, quite honestly, you want it to be ready before, you're ready in
Absolutely.
any other capacity.
That's
And
right.
so, yeah. So I'm just
When is this happening?
it's going to be, what did they say?
And where?
October
Oh,
7th. So what is that, a
okay,
Tuesday?
that's next. I don't know. Hold on, let me pull up my
Is that
next
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Okay,
Next
yes,
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Also, yep.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's live. I don't believe there's going to be a replay. So it's live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to join us, I think we already have like 1,000 people signed up, and Zoom don't fit. I think we're doing it on Zoom. I don't think Zoom fits 1,000, but it's Budgetnista Credit Class.com. And so I'm not teaching. I mean, I'll introduce Nativa, but her name is Nativa Hurd. And I've known Nativa almost since the very beginning of my business. I've never met anyone. She's a Black woman. I've never met anyone who understands credit as much. I mean, the new laws, the nuances, the things that I'm like, wait, that's a thing now? And so I'm really excited about her kind of coming out of retirement. Like I said, she doesn't even live in the United States anymore. She's living her best life. I believe she lives in Mexico now. But we still message and text, and she was in the financial space when I started too. And I just been messaging her like, Nativa, can you please, girl, because there's nuance that I do not understand. And people
I
need
love it.
access, and they need to hear from someone like you. And she was like, okay. So October 7th, I said, right? 8 p.m.
Yep. 8 p.m.
Budgetnista credit class. It's free. And she's going to just teach a hell of a class. And there's some like freebies or whatever that she's going to give for those people who come. But come, bring your sister, your cousin, your mama. Bring a notebook and pencil and pad. So
Yes.
you can take notes and ask questions. Yeah, so it should just be, this is our way of giving back. When people ask, well, what am I doing? This is what I am behind the scenes tapping into people who know more than me in this space to be like, you're not sure how to be of service? Well, I have an avenue for you.
I
There's
love it.
always thousands of people who are needing your information. And I know you charge over here. That's cute. But can you do this for us? This 1 hour, this hour and a half, and then go back to charging or whatever you normally do. And I haven't gotten a no yet. So
This is the way forward. I've been saying it. I can't wait for this. It is Budgetnista
yeah,
Credit
Budgetnista.
Class.
Yeah.
Budgetnista
Yes.
creditclass.com. I've
Yes.
already dropped the link on the YouTube side. I'm going to drop it in Nubia when we go to break. But I just appreciate y'all. And Tiffany, the Budgetnista, Aliche, get her Get Good with Money. It's a workbook that will walk you through. These are times when we're going to have to, not just put a list on what we value, but then start to take stock of where you are financially to get to the next place.
Yes.
And this Get Good with Money is the best workbook, and it's the companion to what's the companion now? Oh wait, hold on.
Made Whole is a workbook.
Made
yeah.
Whole.
So,
Made Whole is the workbook. Get
Yes.
Good with Money is the book. Made
Yes.
Whole is the workbook. Okay, and they go together. They go
Yes.
together like peanut butter and jelly.
Yes,
This is
they do.
amazing what you did. It's amazing. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
doing what you do. Thank you for being who you are, Tiffany Aliche, the Budgetnista. I love you. I appreciate you.
I love you too, Karen. Thank you.
All right. All right. I'll see you later. Okay, we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we're gonna take